Hey, what's up? I wanted to go back and go down memory lane for my favorite fighting game personally, which is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Love this game a lot. There's a ton of great moments over so many years, over a decade now, and the people are still really dedicated to this game, still playing it in tournaments. But I just kind of wanted to go through some of the moments that are like the most like influential to me personally, and just like overall for the game. I feel like a lot of Marvel 3 fans are pretty familiar with like some of the moments I'll be picking. But for the first one I wanted to pick was a match between Kusoru, aka Agio Joe, versus Filipino Champ. So Filipino Champ at this time had won a lot of majors. Like he was definitely the contender for being one of the best Marvel 3 players in the world. And this was a tournament where it was the first time Kusoru had ever traveled like outside of Japan, came to this tournament, and all the Japanese players, I remember hearing this like on like Shoryuken forums, like they were all hyping him up. They were like, oh man, you guys have no idea, this guy plays the wackiest team, nobody's seen the strategy, like he will for sure win this tournament because nobody knows how to deal with it. And this is pretty soon after Marvel 3 came out, so the game was still really young and nobody really knew what was strong in the game. Filipino Champ, he played like the more like traditional top tiers of the game: Magneto, Doctor Doom, obviously really strong characters, and Phoenix. He actually played this team like basically all throughout the game's lifespan. But on the other side, you have Agio Joe, who's playing Beautiful Joe, Rocket Raccoon, and Frank West, which is just super weird team. Like even today's standards, like no one would play a team like this. But he had such an interesting strategy where he would kind of just jump around the screen and he would go to the top ropes, go like that, and then do red hot kick and then do log trap assist, which is like very, very strange because in Marvel 3 you can't call assists at super jump height. You can only do it during flight and like double jumping and triple jumping. And Beautiful Joe is one of the few characters in the game that has a triple jump. So he's just like jump into red hot kick and call log trap. It was hilarious. And watching this live, I was like, there's no way this is actually good, right? And he beat everybody at this tournament, everybody, including Filipino Champ. And he did it in a way that not many people expected. So if you guys know how Phoenix works in this game, she's a character where you need to build 5 bars with her or like for your team. And then when she dies, she gets resurrected, like reborn into Dark Phoenix mode. And in Dark Phoenix mode, she's just the best character in the game by far. It's like not even close. Like she's just super duper broken. What people do though is when she dies and gets resurrected, people have some strategies to basically stop her Phoenix transformation pop. But they were still really young at this time. There wasn't a whole lot and not many players were really doing stuff. And one thing that Kusoru did that was something like that was talked about. I remember reading about it because I played Frank West at this time as well. And it was this tech where you would kill Dark Phoenix and pop her in the air, and then you would anti-air command grab super her with Frank West. And I remember reading about this and I'm like, dude, that'd be so sick if someone did it. And then this dude in tournament, as you see right here, he lands it, and oh man, he accidentally pauses, but it's like inevitable death roll, so he would have died anyway. But I remember seeing this moment, everyone lost their mind. Like it's this Japanese player, no one's ever heard of him, comes to the States, like hits F Champ with some tech no one's ever seen before. It was so hype. It was super duper exciting, and like, man, this dude made a legendary run, and he ended up actually winning this tournament final round over like all of America's best Marvel 3 players. And the funniest thing I think about all of this is after he won this major, he said, hold that shit, I'm never coming back, you guys can hold that. And he never went to another tournament after that again. He actually just left on his single win that he won this major for. Everyone always asked him like, yo, come back, you're so good. And he was like, nah. My man, if you know Agio Joe Kusoru, like his history, he was a anime fighting game player primarily for Guilty Gear. and he was just this like trolly, memey soul player that would just do all the like most troll shit, like wake up, like riot, stomp, and like grab people's bursts and shit. So I knew about his history and that he was a massive troll, and to hear that he was playing this game was just like, oh my god, he probably has some nonsense. So he definitely did, and then he won and he quit. And honestly, goated player, what a legend. For my next moment, I wanted to pick, it was Evo 2014. It's kind of like two moments combined, and it is Justin Wong versus Chris G in 2014. And this is the year that Justin actually won Evo from Marvel 3. And it was a really big deal because of the year before. And in 2013, he also made Grand Finals, and it was against Flocker, and it was a nail biter. Like, it was actually closest match. I've never been more excited like watching a Marvel 3 match. I remember like the ballroom's like energy. Like I've never gotten so hyped for a match. Like even to this day, it like gives me the chills. So in one of the matches, it's game 5. This is Justin in losers. He needs to reset the bracket on Flocker, who's in winners. He does the craziest comeback, and you guys just gotta watch it. It's like, I actually like cannot believe it. This is to reset Evo Grand Finals. Crosses under, hides inside of his own fireball, does overhead. And now check it. One more mix-up to reset it. What's he gonna do? Meaty, but the amount, like, the amount of conditioning required to get Flocker to not press any buttons on incoming, just so he can land into like a standing overhead. That's like, that only works because Justin put the fear of God into him. And for him to make a comeback like that to reset Evo bracket was insane. But what ended up happening, which was heartbreaking, was I thought he was gonna win. I actually thought he was gonna win after this, and then it went to game 5 again. So it's 2-2 again, and he actually gets the hit in the point neutral game, which is like so huge in this game. Like if you get the first hit in this game, it puts you at a massive advantage. So he gets the hit, goes into TAC here. All he has to do is a basic TAC combo. He can end it right here. Do S, messes up, gets heavy typhoon. He does wake up air throw and loses. This actually lost him the whole game. Like he actually had this match and he would have won Evo this year, in my opinion, if he landed that combo. But he drops it, and after that, it's just the Flocker show, and it was so heartbreaking to watch. Also, weird glitch if you drop your TAC and get air thrown afterwards. For some reason, it puts the opponent behind you on incoming. It's a weird glitch. I don't know why it works, but for some reason, Flocker was prepared for this glitch and does a backwards incoming mix-up, and then Justin was just confused. I was like, what happened? And then he got air thrown, and then he lost Evo, and it was very sad. But after that, Justin, the next year, made it to Grand Finals in Evo against Chris G, who is honestly, in my opinion, the best Marvel 3 player overall throughout the game's lifespan. He's just a GOAT of the game. But he gets to Grand Finals versus Chris G. And everyone's just like, after last year, everyone wanted him to win, man. Like, he had it versus Flocker, and then he barely lost it. So he gets to Grand Finals versus Chris, and you know, Marvel 2 won tons of Evo, but for Marvel 3, finally wins his first Evo, does the barrel roll. I don't know why I think he fell. I'm pretty sure he fell, and then he said he like hurt his leg or something. But yeah, he won Evo. It was insane. It was actually a really hype moment. So shout outs to Justin Wong. And yeah, I think this is a very important moment in Marvel 3's history, because Justin Wong is such a like legend of the game. He's so good, like, and he did it with a team that sucks. This team is so bad. He plays Wolverine, Storm, Akuba, while Christian's playing Morgan, Doom, Virgil. But he's just so good. He just makes it happen and like gets in with Wolverine and his little Akuba assist and beats people. Actual legend. All right, let's go to the next moment, and that is with MarlinPie. And if you know MarlinPie from Marvel 3, he is known for his very stylish combos. And what he did was find probably the most stylish Doctor Doom combo at like very early on in the game's lifespan off of team aerial combos, which is TAC for short. It is basically this like 3-way tag that you can do when you land a combo with your character that tags into your other character, and then all the hit stun is wacky and you just get these crazy combos. And MarlinPie does this TAC combo for the first time in this exhibition against Alucard, and everyone lost their mind when they saw it because this is the first time anyone's ever seen anything like this. So it goes bam bam. And then we're like, wait, is he air supering from up there? And then he does 2 hits of beam, lands with jumping M, combos into rocks. Like, oh my god. Like, I remember watching this the first time. I was like, this is insane. I did not know you could do like TAC combos like this. And this TAC combo honestly inspired the future of all TAC combos, which eventually led to TAC Infinites. Which is basically an extension of this weird status that the opponent is in, where the hit stun just doesn't scale at all during the team aerial combo. And it was later found out by a player from Mexico, actually. Shoutouts to him. I'm forgetting his name right now, but I actually did get to meet him. He found the first TAC Infinite combo with Trish, actually. And after that, it just inspired this whole feat of like TAC Infinites with all these characters. Now when you TAC into a character, you basically do a MarlinPie combo and kill them. Like, but the first time it ever happened though, it was crazy. Like, now you see a TAC, you see this combo all the time. It's very, very standard now. But when MarlinPie did it the first time, it was insane. Absolutely insane. But bam, yeah. You see, if you watch Marvel 3 at all, you see this combo all the time. It's just it's like a B&B at this point. But what happened the first time, shit was pretty hype. I can't lie. For the last moment I wanted to pick was Evo Grand Finals with Chris G versus Kane Blue River. And this moment I think is just really important in terms of like the game's lifespan. I feel like a lot of the really competitive Marvel 3 players, this was in their mind like the final Evo, I guess. Like, it was kind of like, I think, like, I don't know if Marvel Infinite was announced at this time, but people were kind of on their way out, like trying to play other fighting games. But this last Evo 2016, was like a very, very sweaty Evo. Like, all the best players were still in it and playing. And I kind of view this in my mind as like the final Marvel 3 Evo, but not really. The year afterwards, it was cool. It got in. That Evo was also really good. But in my mind, when Chris G won this Evo, I was like, this is like a great ending to like the Marvel 3 like Evo chapter. You know, it was cool because Chris G, even though he won basically like every major under the sun in Marvel 3's lifespan, he never won Evo, which is so weird because he just was so good. His team was so cheap, and he beat the shit out of everybody. I lost to him so many times. I cannot count how many times. I think I beat him like twice ever in like the course of like 8 years. And he's beaten me like, I think like 11 times, if I remember correctly. It was crazy. He bodied me, but he just never got the Evo win. And he finally gets to Grand Finals versus Kane Blue River. And he's in losers. He got put. I forgot who put him in losers exactly. I think it was Dual Kevin, and everyone is excited for him. See, normally Chris G is like the villain in terms of like his team. You see all the fireballs on screen. This is his main strategy. Like, it was cheap. No one could get in on him. Morgan like just covered the whole screen. So everyone always was like, man, boo Chris G. But at this moment, I feel like everyone put all that like all the years of like oppression from fireballs aside and respected that like he really is the GOAT of this game, and he honestly is like the best player to ever do it in this game, in my opinion. So for him to win this Evo, I think was just like a really, really good moment. But something funny happened after he won Evo. And I was here. I got to see it in person. You know, look at Chris G, all happy, super excited. Let's go. I remember hearing that stream. I felt that. He's like, yeah, I did it. Let's go. Everyone hugged him. Justin hugging him. Paradigm's like, yo, you did it, bro. Like, Justin's happy for him as a previous Evo winner. I'm like, yeah, good job, Chris. You carried ass. I'm just kidding. Dual Kevin. Everyone giving him props, right? Really great moment. And then, out of nowhere, this man appears. Who is this man? Who is this man? This is the we call him the Ghost of Marvel 3. He shows up out of nowhere. We're like, wait, is he like Saph or something? He doesn't have a shirt on. This is kind of weird. He pulls up, goes up to Chris and says, face me. I'm the true champion of Marvel 3. You have only just won Evo, but you will not be the true champion unless you defeat me. He just appears out of nowhere. And we're just like, what is happening? I don't know who this guy is. And then Chris is like, wait, what? Okay. And then he gets swiftly escorted out of the venue. And I'm just like, bro, what the... I'm just like, bro, who is that? I'm just like laughing myself. And then I don't know how he got through security, but security swiftly arrests the spirit of Marvel 3, which I think is pretty fitting in my opinion. But yeah, those are all my favorite Marvel 3 moments over the years. There's a lot of other moments that I could choose, but I think these are probably the biggest moments in my opinion that really shaped the landscape of the game's competitive history as a Marvel 3 player and fan. So I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.